But you need to research all of these costs, right? Find out the cheapest place to get a case of paper. Check out how much ink cartridges cost for the 3 different printers you've been donated and which one you're really going to use. You know, this is going to take some time. Have a team of people help you research these things. And again, page 170, what was it? 175 to 176. Then what we're going to do is make a list of all these things, put them out over a calendar, which is basically this set of spreadsheets you're looking at, and add it all up. And so down in the bottom right corner is when I've added everything up for the course of my campaign, my total budget. What is the first thing I do when I see that number? And somebody read it out for me.
549.
110.
So the first thing I do when I find out I have to spend $549,000, cry, scream, panic,
Glass of wine.
right, drink a lot. Go ahead, do it, panic. Give yourself a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Take a couple shots of whiskey, get it out of your system.
Keep it in your system.
And then, do you remember what the pieces are to campaigns? Goals, strategies, tactics, timelines, and benchmarks. And those last 2 are absolutely essential in finance planning. The first congressional race I walked in to manage the finances on, I was told we had a $1.5 million budget. What's the first thing I did? Panic, scream, say I can't take on a job this big. And then we broke it down to monthly goals. We said this is how much we need every month. And I said, I can't deal with numbers that big. So I broke it down to every week. And as the campaign wore on, there were some weeks that were really big, and I'd say, okay, what's my goal today? And not only did that help me psychologically working on the fundraising to not feel overwhelmed, but it also let me know how I was doing. If I'm hitting my goal today, I know I'm on track to hit that number at the end of the campaign. I'm setting these daily, weekly, monthly benchmarks. So if you look at that sample budget, you'll see these laid out a bunch of different ways. If you put together one for your campaign, I don't care what order things are in, as long as everything you need has a line item. Arrange it in a way that makes sense to you, add it all up. Across the top are our monthly fundraising goals. And I've added them up. So the number in the top right corner is our fundraising goal for the entire election. What do you notice about that number compared to our budget number on the bottom?
It's higher.
It's about 5% higher. And what I call that is my oops budget. Things come up on a campaign that you didn't plan for. A volunteer goes to pick up a whole bunch of literature for Saturday's canvas at the print shop, gets into a car accident in the rain, it falls out, gets wet, totally not usable, you gotta get it printed again. You can't plan for that, but you can have a little bit of pattern in your budget that you're adding to every month that makes sure that, if something goes wrong, you have a pattern to make up for it. It's not cutting into the rest of your budget. So I recommend adding about 5%, seems to be a safe number.